Hello aspirants, this session is majorly for you all who are preparing for UPSC examinations. This session is specially made for you all who are preparing for UPSC examinations. In this session we are trying to give you details about the examination pattern, the myths associated with this exam, who all can prepare for this exam, what is the right approach to prepare for this exam. I hope we'll be able to answer all those questions you already have in your mind. We have with us General Studies expert Deepika Magam. Hello ma'am. Very pleased to have you in this session.
My pleasure.
Ma'am, in this session we are, like I already said, we are going to talk majorly about UPSC civil service examinations. So first let us talk a little bit about the exam pattern.
Civil services is basically an exam conducted by UPSC, Public Service Commission of the Union. And this exam, CSE is one of the exams conducted by UPSC. There are many other exams that UPSC holds, but CSE is considered as the most prestigious, by far the most prestigious and toughest exam in India. Basically because it basically recruits people to the most visible services, that is your district collector and your commissioner of police or your ASP, SP of the district and so on. So this exam basically has three stages. The first one is called as preliminary stage, in which you have MCQ based questions. There are two papers. One is called as general studies, where you are asked 100 questions, and the other is called CSAT, which is basically about logical reasoning, mental ability, comprehensive skills and so on. Now in these two papers, if you qualify, then the next stage that you reach is the mains exam. Basically, prelims is a qualifying exam. What I mean by qualifying exam is whatever marks you get in prelims, these marks will not be considered for your overall ranking. It is just like a entry to write mains. Now mains has two qualifying papers. One will be English and the other will be any regional language. Then you will have 5 common papers, which we call as general studies, and 2 papers on a single optional. You have to choose one subject as your optional and you'll have 2 papers on that. So in all, mains will have 9 papers, out of which for your final score they are going to cover only they are going to consider only 7 papers. Having said this, if you don't clear the language papers, the others will not be evaluated. That is the reason we call the language papers as the qualifying papers. And then the last stage of the exam is called as personality test. It is usually, in general parlance we call it as interview, but it is not an interview. It is a personality test because they try to assess you as a person. It is not about your intelligence. Your intelligence is already tested in mains. Now they want to know what are you as a person, how do you react to a particular situation, what opinions do you frame about things that happen around you, what is your background, how vulnerable or how strong you are, how suitable you are for this job. That is what they test in the personality test. Your final ranking, your final result will be based on your performance in the mains and the interview. This is the overall pattern, and these exams are spread across the year. You'll have prelims in May usually, then followed by mains in September, October, interviews from February, March, and your final result will come again in May before your next prelims. This is how it is.